At the stand, I'm okay, Koforola Drotimi. I welcome you all to today's program. It's rained here this morning at Ogba, Lagos, Nigeria. As we can see, everywhere is flooded. I guess there's no proper drainage here at Ogba. All right, moving on to today's headlines. Vanguard newspaper. Kano Anti-Craft Agency invites Ganduje over alleged dollar video. Presidency explains Tinubu's meetings with opposition figures. Tinubu suspends finance arts 5% excise tax on telecoms. FG confirms 789 diphtheria cases, 80 deaths in 8 states. INEC files 6-count charge against suspended Adamawa rec. Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Tinubu Shetima Group storms EU Secretariat, demands withdrawal of reports on 2023 election. Osun civil servants work out on consistent handling staff audits. Court grants Abakari 50 million bail after 18 months in prison. Daily Independent newspaper. Only capital boost may stop $1,000 exchange rate. Analyst. Tinubu set aside Buhari's tax policy to grow businesses. Daily Trust newspaper. Tinubu suspend 5% telecom vehicle, import taxes and orders. Scrabble for committees odds up as Akpabio Abbas compile list. 1.5 million girls enrolled in 6 northern states schools in 10 years. UNICEF. The Guardian newspaper. Advocacy for pay on debt law items as unclaimed funds near 1.3 trillion naira. Temporary relief as Tinubu defer suspends Buhari's 11th hour tax drive. Asset declaration. Court grants Abakari 50 million bail. The newspaper, moving on to today's newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper and the Punch newspaper. The headlines. Kano Anti-Grafts Agency invites Ganduje over alleged dollar video. Presidency explains Tinubu meetings with opposition figures. FG confirms 887 diphtheria cases, 80 deaths in 8 states. Sit at home. Security operatives in show of force. Tinubu suspends Finance Act odds 5% excise tax on telecoms. INEC files 6-count charge against suspended Adamawa rec. Cultists on rampage in Lagos, Q3. Insecurity, troops kill 51 terrorists, bandits, ESN militants in firefight. Student loan, don't hike tuition fees, reps warn tertiary institutions. The Punch newspaper headlines. Rising inflation, private sector demands more waivers as Tinubu suspend taxes. Police dismiss Lagos cop linked to missing baby after Punch reports. Falcons protest cancelled. Bonuses threaten to boycott WCUP. Emmys ban on IECC, a crime against cultural heritage. Money laundering. CBN places Cameroon, Vietnam, Croatia on watch list. NNPCL plans another 8 billion naira international 8 billion naira $8 billion international gas pipeline. Tinubu 30 million holders join Sugabeb's threads. Good morning, Mr. Kule. We having Mr. Kule now. You're welcome this morning.
Yeah, it's just a wet day, flood day.
Yeah,
Everywhere is flooded.
really flooded.
We're even on top of the flood now, talking.
Yeah, right.
So, how are you doing now?
Very
Good
well.
morning, everybody. Good morning, the viewers. I greet everybody.
Okay.
Thank God for the new day.
Yeah, thank good. So moving on to the topic for today. Tinubu suspends Finance Act halt 5% excise tax on telecoms. What do you have? What's your view on that, sir?
It's a good news. It's a good breaking news. It's a good news for us because left to Buhari, Buhari is ready to tax anything taxable in our life. But thank God, somebody deeming fit to say enough of this tax, or let's do this taxing, you know, bit by bit. Because I see no reason why you should be taxing us again for us to talk. I see no reason. You use your phone, they tax you. The number of minutes you use, they tax you. The telecom companies will remove their own, fee. Then, I don't know. The youth, we masses, maybe we have to go for deliverance or we have to go for prayer for us to deliver us from, all these leaders that doesn't even have conscience. For us that doesn't even have good conscience, because this tax, by the time tax overwhelm the citizen, it will lead to, okay, free for all. I mean, people will not even care to pay anything again. So they should take it softly. I know it's good to pay tax, but not jamming the tax together at once for people to pay. It's hell. You're not making any money on the streets. You still bring your heavy tax on us, and you know. So it's a call for. And thank God the our president in power now, has redressed that and revert the tax. But left to Mr. Buhari, I think if you're in your house now, they will come and tax you that why you still stay in the house. If you are with your woman, they will tax you, say why do you marry this woman? So they should stop those taxes, incessant taxing, make the economy okay. Put job in the front of the youth, on the masses. Then if they have the job, then you can tax anything you want to tax. But without job, you bring in tax to job. Can you tax a jobless man?
Mr. Kule, one of our reviewers said your voice is no longer loud again. Why? Is the
Okay,
phone eating hard?
let me say it louder now. Our leaders, the number, amount of tax they've been placing on us. Can you keep taxing a jobless man? Can you keep taxing a jobless man? That's one thing they should start looking at. People are jobless. They need work. They need job. Provide job for them. Then you can tax anything taxable from them. I'm saying this because that tax is becoming enormous. You tax this one, tax that one, tax this, tax telecom. In fact, God even know what they wanted. That was why Mr. Buhari did not spend any thought time or any this thing, because this country will have been tax, tax heaven. So to me, the government in power, they should consider provide jobs for the citizen and let the citizen be at peace before you can start taxing. Because you can't start taxing somebody that is just looking for a way out to eat, to even get a square meal in a day. And you say you want to bring tax to such people. I can't be making call now. I'll use money, hustle to get money, to get a recharge card, and I get that recharge card. Maybe I want to use that recharge card to make contact that will bring me job, or that will bring. You now said you want to still to tax that. I mean, somebody that advised the past president to embark on that must, I don't know, it must be out of sense. Sorry to say, it must be out of the special advisor on telecom that advised Mr. Buhari to place tax on our telecom conversation. They should go and check that man brain. No matter anywhere he is now, they should take him to psychiatric and do psychiatric evaluation on his brain.
MG promises to tackle military equipment shortage, poor funding. FG has promised to tackle military equipment shortage.
You see,
How
you see,
do you think that
at times, when people come around, they open their mouth, they talk, and you don't verify what they are saying. I think in that picture now, who did you see with the service chief? Who did you see? Which civilian? Who is the civilian you seen with them? Who is this? The vice president, Shetima. And is the one that will be coordinating these people, the service chief. And same Chetima, they said that is Boko Haram, this thing is Boko Haram sponsor. People should always watch their tongue, utterances. And we all keep saying it there. Say, this man, he fought the Boko Haram to stand still when he was governor of Borno. And to the extent, the, what's it called, his successor, who happens to be Zuma, was it Zuma? The current governor of the Borno state now. That's Zuma now. Zulu really appreciates his effort. Babangida Zulu really appreciates his efforts. So you don't just come and start casting someone, start defaming someone. We knew his inputs in Borno when the Boko Haram started, you know, and it was not the cause of this Boko Haram. People put it on his head. It was the one that put. You see, this youths of nowadays, I don't know. We youths, with the way we're going, our sins, I don't know. We are just piling sin upon sin. So to me, this service chief, the current dispensation now, the service chief will do a great job because all of them have been tested and they have been trusted, especially the chief of army staff, the chief of naval staff, very sound brain. You know, he had A's in all his subjects in school. He's a very brilliant guy. So what we need is brilliancy. You apply knowledge and initiative to tackle all these people. And you could see now that all this Boko Haram, all this ISWAP, all these herdsmen, their days are numbered. Mark my word. Their days are numbered.
All right. Mr. Akunle, I don't know if you're aware of this new app, Threads. Threads. Yeah, a new app.
No, I'm not aware. What's
okay, all right. Well, it's just a new app Mark Zuckerberg created that is linked to your Instagram profile. But since you're not aware of that, let's move on to another question we have here. Money laundering. CBN places Cameroon, Vietnam, Croatia on watch list. What's your view on that?
Yeah. You see, when you talk of money laundering, I think Nigeria should be one of the top money launderers, right? Because the way it is, if you know the cartels, that are involved in such laundering, you will know that this country, we need even Interpol. And we have to, before any money laundering can happen, right? The Western world too needs to be on ground to put a stop to it. Because all this money with their laundering, where did they take them to? They take them to Europe, they take them to America, they take them to Asia, they take them to, Pacific Islands to go and hoard the money. Oh, the squad is getting. So what am I saying now is, for Nigeria to tackle money laundering, we have to go. No, we still manage ourselves. We have to go around the world, go around the nations that we know they are culpable by receiving all this illicit money in their bank, in their various banks. So to stop money laundering, everybody has to be ready to take his part. The Western world has to be ready to, place place a foot soldier on ground that will be monitoring all these people, and any alert you see, you alert the country. Your money is so account, not the country pursuing them. Say our money is being laundered. We want to take a process to recover the money. Money laundering with Nigerians is like a tea party, right? It's been happening for a while. There was a time in the 1980s, somebody snuffed money on the truck box, and it was caught. It was caught in Murtala Mohammed Airport. It was caught in Murtala Mohammed Airport with, bunch of nairas, bunch of pounds. I'm talking of in the 80s. So it's not a new thing in Nigeria. So if you're ready to curb it, the people that will do the job, they need to be upright and hit the ground running to stop that, because it has been a norm in this country, money laundering. I'm telling you, the man was caught with bunch of dollars bunch of naira, different currency at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport there. And we only saw the starting. We did not see the end because we are not a serious nation. If you want to bring anybody to book, you can only see the bulala, all this hula bulala on hula balu, on the apprehension, or say we've apprehended him. But you know what's happening to our Minister for Finance that stole almost 100 million of naira, billions. What happens to him? We are not even, the news is no more. The end thing is he will go to jail, spend 6 months or spend 1 year, and they will release him, go home and sin no more. You know, it's like people are rubbing corruption on the heads of corrupt. They are rubbing the corrupt heads with, okay, go home and sin no more. Don't do that again next time. And you will go with his largest. Is that the right thing?
All right. Kote is on rampage in Lagos, Q3. This happened in Bariga.
The local governments of that is why the security of the environment start from the Bale, that's the chief, the traditional rulers of that environment. It starts from the local government chairman. You know, president cannot fly from Abuja to come and police them. You know, it starts from the traditional chiefs down to the local government chairman, down to the commissioners, then up to the the governors. What's the security vote meant for? And the environment you stay, the balance that there, Operation Know Your Neighbor. Know your neighbor. Operation Know Your Neighbor. Know your neighbor. Once you know your neighbor, you will know who your neighbor is. Once they can impose that on the balance of the society, of the environment, where all these people are operating, where all these ragtag people are operating from, they could be able to tame them. Because nowadays we don't hear of cultism on the street. We don't hear of cultism within the street to street. We hear of cultism in school. So since you are illiterate there, you cannot understand. Wole Soyinka brought pirates. Pirates wasn't a court. Pirates was a body of students that were against any school authority, maladministration. They were just against the school authority, oppression of the students union then, oppression of the the lecturers, and that is what they set up. He set up pirate confraternity. And what they always gyrate, they gyrate with palm wine. Palm wine, they don't use gun, they don't kill, they don't do all sort of things. But an illiterate minded thinking person like this police Pekin, what's his name? This Edo man. Wait, now, the day where you never see yam chop now, you no go well.
Okay.
So we go look for yam for you today.
I
go find yam so that you can be okay.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Mr. Matthew, and welcome to the program this morning. I hope it's not rain. Should the rain no disturb me today?
We are in it together. So.
Okay. Tinubu suspends Finance Act, alt 5% excise tax on telecoms. What's your view on that? What's your take on it?
I think anything that is removing the burden of over-taxation from Nigerians is a welcome development. But I think there are some areas the government needs to give priority attention. Well, for me...
Are you saying that's not one of the priorities?
No, what I'm trying to say in essence is, if you look at the scenario currently, the government is talking about taxing market traders nationwide through Federal Revenue Service. They tweeted the other day that they want to collaborate and synergize with Market Traders Association to achieve that. And that is not different from what we have been experiencing in Lagos State, what is commonly known as Owoda. So you want to tread Owoda-ship in Nigeria in general, I think we are in for a bigger trouble. We are looking at the major reason Lagosians rejected Tinubu in that election, though he was declared winner, generally speaking, but Lagosians rejected him. It has to do with his style of leadership. And that his style of leadership is properly embedded in informal taxation in Lagos State. That we know as Owoda. There are different forms of Owoda-ship in Lagos State. The commercial bus drivers, system have their own system of order. The keke, tricycle drivers and riders have their own system of order. Market women's market, yes, the different markets, the one they call Yaloja and whatever, have their own system of order. So if you want to trend that in Nigeria as a whole, looking at the current situation where, as we speak, Nigerians are already battling serious inflation, occasioned by government policy of floating the naira. As we speak, what's it called? Discos, decision companies are already threatening that they want to increase tariff, and they are citing inflation increase and inflation increase as a result of government policy. We are seeing dollar increasing as naira crashing against dollar as a direct effect of government policy of floating the naira. So what we are saying is the government, what they need to do at this point is to drive that cost of things that are produced in Nigeria. You need to create a window where importers of raw materials get lower rates to import. I think that was what they were doing in the past when they have that IRE window, investors and exporters window, through which if you are importing through that window, you have a government regulated price of dollar. Now that liberalize it, you and I know that demand and supply is a natural force that determines price. So the price of naira you are seeing crashing against dollar is the force of the market. But it comes with consequence. And the consequence is what we are seeing, spike in inflation, discos threatening to increase tariff. So for me, even if it's not wrong to jack up government income, because the debt management office have said that the projected 10.75 trillion targeted by federal government is grossly inadequate. That they need to increase it to about 15.5 trillion naira. Going by the current debt to GDP ratio, that is about 73.5%. So for me, even if government needs to increase revenue, they needed to address the fundamentals that come with the subsidy removal. And again, don't forget that federal government under Muhammadu Buhari was able to secure a loan of $800 million as a part of money they want to use to cushion the effect of subsidy removal on the vulnerables in Nigeria. And the government is not speaking anything in that regard. We are not sure whether they are ready to deploy that money for the purpose for which it was secured in the first place. So there are so many unanswered questions. SIRAP, as we speak, is already asking for the government to give details of the money that has been generated since subsidy removal that runs into about 400 something billion naira. So for me, I think the government should think of ways to ameliorate the suffering of Nigerians as occasioned by the subsidy removal.
Okay. Let's talk on cultism. Cultists on rampage in Lagos Q3, and this happened in Bariga.
The point is clear. The police have the mandate to protect life and property. Whether there is crime being committed through cultism, through gangsterism, through stealing, robbery, name it. Crime is crime. It falls under the purview of the police to arrest and prosecute. So I think the authorities will quickly move in and get the culprits who may be perpetrating crime or who may be bringing about disorder in the society. That is what we need at this stage. Because it doesn't matter who is committing crime. It doesn't matter whether it's an organized crime, whether it's cultism. Police have the mandate to protect life and property and are the prosecuting agency. And the government have more formidable force to address any situation. So for me, I think the authorities, particularly the police, should move in. Because we cannot be spending money, taxpayers' money on police, DSS, Army, Navy, name it. And at the end of the day, we are not getting results. DSS have the mandate to gather intelligence locally in Nigeria. We have the NIA, National Intelligence Agency, that gathers intelligence globally. But I think the DSS should synergize with the police to share actionable intelligence that would lead to nipping all these crimes in the bud, rather than coming to the media, we are hearing courtesan clash, killing and all that, where we have police and Nigeria is spending taxpayers' money on them. They should do their job.
Okay. Speaking of police, police dismissed Lagos cop linked to missing baby after Punch report. Let me read a little on that. 6 months after a report by Punch newspaper chronicled the ordeal of a mother of three, Fortune Afu Osho, in the hands of an inspector, Samuel Kwabio, whom she accused of forcefully taking a newborn, Joseph, and conciliating her with 185,000. The Lagos State Police Command on Thursday confirmed the dismissal of the errant cop. The state police public relations officer, SP Benjamin Ordering, who confirmed the development during a telephone conversation with our correspondent, said following Okpabio's dismissal from the force, he could be charged to court.
That's what we have been saying. Where there is infraction, where there is misbehavior by police personnel, whether police, army, navy, DSS, name it, the authorities should always write to the occasion, ensure there is proper investigation, where the room is required, do an room trial, where dismissal is required, dismiss, and let the person have a day in court. By so doing, we are going to create sanity in the system, because the essence of law and prosecution is to act as a deterrent to others. So by the time the policemen who have intention of committing crime start seeing their colleague who commit crime facing the wrath of the law, it will deter them from doing the same. So I think it's a welcome development. I encourage more of that.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. That's the help.
Why are you talking me? Just
Mr. Kule.
I'm not Mr. Kule.
Sorry, Mr. Matthew.
You are intimidating me.
Intimacy, you care. Good
Look
morning,
at
Mr.
okay, you are collaborating with my life.
Yeah, yeah, bye, yeah,
Mr.
yeah, bye.
Matthew, good
How are you?
morning.
Let me put tire here. Let me stand on top of tire first.
Voila.
That's where we meet. How are you? How are you this morning?
Very good. I hope our people will be hearing you like this. Move closer to the
Okay.
mic.
Sorry, why I stand on tire? You know, the place is rough. And, you know, we have a heavy rain this morning. Anyway, my name is Lucky Ayagun. I don't know where they go. Good morning, you that's watching me. God bless you there. God bless you. As rain is falling, good news for you, all of everybody. Thank you. How you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. Tinubu suspends Finance Act, odds 5% excise tax on telecoms. What do you have to say about that? What's
Well,
your
yesterday when I heard that, I was so happy. I will tell you like, I feel relief. I feel relief. But I believe it should start now. Because those taxes, 5%, 10% on telecom, importation, so many things make those companies to increase prices. Make them to increase prices. I get it. So now they have removed it. I believe it's a good news. It's a good news. Maybe most of these company manufacturers let them produce and let them tell us again what make them for that price not to go down again, like price of all this cement, so many things, like importation of those cars, but all this that be cut down, removed, including this data-based editing. I think it's very, very important that Tinubu have done that. I don't know, but you know, government, when they say yes, at the end, when you turn back, at the end, you start seeing something different. So they should implement this now, because Nigerians are suffering. We are suffering. How man is come this morning? You don't know. I wait, rain, heavy rain, just to make sure that at least we light our people, tell our people what's happening in Nigeria here. But it's a good news, though. But so far, they implement it now, because there's a lot of cars. How can you, somebody buy a car? I understand. Some of the car, clearing car of 18 million, 20 million, just ordinary cars. It's too much for that person. And when that person comes, maybe want to sell it, how much did you sell it? So it's a good thing People have taken that decision, but not only that one. He has a lot to do. You have removed subsidy, palliative for the poor people. Where is it? He should do that now so that Nigeria can be happy. I know he's trying to see that 100 days. They say, okay, yeah, remove that, yeah, remove this. Those are the aim, you know. They say,
But don't you think he's actually doing this thing because he wants to do it and not doing it because of all those?
But during his campaign time, that's what he said. But he's doing it. But what I'm saying, Nigeria, when Nigeria call you, say, hey, tomorrow, come until you see it, until you see it. I don't believe all the politicians. But they have done it, then let's see what comes out.
Okay. So this is on cultism. Cultists have attacked a place in Lagos, Bariga, and killed 3.
Let me just give you the information now. Let me give you information. If the police are watching me, if the DSS are watching me, if soldiers are watching me, go to Obalende. You know that Obalende bridge? When you come down from Obalende bridge, you go to that place, you see all these boys selling Igbo, plenty, 2 carton. See them wrapping it. In Obalende there, under the bridge there. Yes, afternoon, just go there, pass there, you see them. You on top of the bridge, you see them down there, many. And you have DSS, you have army, you have police. Even very close to police headquarters. You get me? And why can't you have all these courtesy? It's not only courtesy. I told you 3 days ago, they in Agege, around 6 a.m., somebody was holding his bag. They dropped that bag and using cutlass to make sure they move that bag on it at the back.
What do you think will be the reason why these police officers around that area are not taking action? Could it be that they are scared of the cultists?
The problem is that, since I've been standing here, I haven't seen any policeman. Since I've been standing here, since what, how many hours now? I haven't seen any policeman. Haven't seen it. No. Everybody has tired. Nobody, we don't even, we are tired. So if you have a good government, you do your work. Government is not monitoring them. They have supervisors. They are supposed to be monitoring this police. I don't understand me. They are not doing that. IG is not monitoring the commissioner of police. Commissioner of police is not monitoring the DPUs or the commanders. They stay in the office and their house. Why you see them, all these boys, rubbish. And again, let me tell you, if you check around, no job, no work, nothing. So why can't you see cultism? Are you getting me? So all people, no job. That's why you see them. They are even more than the police. They're more than the police. The only thing police does is to stand at the bus stop, collecting tolls for this Okada. All these seeing the free plastic car. One way, hey, they will rush. Where's your paper? Where's your this? That's what they do. After 6 o'clock, they disappear. Early morning, you see them there.
That's what Mr. Akunle called Owoda.
Owoda. I saw somebody was telling Kule this morning, say, why your voice so calm? I don't understand me. Kule have seen it during Buhari time. You know where we used to argue seriously. I said Buhari is not doing well. I said Buhari is doing well. 8 years. At the end, so everybody is now eating one plate. I don't understand me. So it's so difficult. We have courtesy everywhere. I get me. Go to Korodu, go to Akute, Ogun State, everywhere. There's a lot of atrocity going on. Police are not doing their work. DSS, look at just ordinary. When I'm forging of resort on that girl, DSS went arrest the girl. Is it DSS job? Is it DSS 19 years old girl? Is it the DSS job? Where you have police, where you have local police. I ask you now, that one police is not police. He just had this money career. Have you seen any policeman stand here? So, police, they're inside office waiting for Egunje. So that's it. Courtesy, except government serious. I can't say it can be rubbish. It just feel like, but government have to be serious to deal with them decisive. That's why you see somebody can just bring a gun in the southeast. I get me. come to market, start shooting people. You say you have police headquarters, you have army, have everything. They are just collecting our money, doing nothing. I'm telling you the truth.
All right, moving on. FG promises to tackle military equipment shortage, poor funding.
I was ashamed yesterday when they say Army, they are celebrating how many years? I saw the Ibadan. I don't know whether you watch it. If China want to show their equipment, my sister, you'll be afraid. You see weapon, you see different kind of weapon. What did they show? Vocabulary. They gone. See that? Oh my goodness. Nigeria is a laughing stock. You know why? We have the millions, billions, trillions. Where is it going? From the top to the bottom, nobody trusts. I get it. My brother, my sister, I pray that these 4 years of this Tinubu, if you can change things, let's even feel it. Let people feel it. Let Nigeria, let us feel a little bit, just more. What we need, we don't need much. We just need light, transportation, houses. The worst thing I'm telling you now, what is going on now is notice of go out, go out of my house. Everybody using that medium. You were there painting there before, landlords have decreased it. Nobody's monitoring our landlord. Nobody's monitoring. You see, Nigeria is a lawless country. Buhari spent 8 years, he's not in charge. I get me? So things are just decaying. But I pray these 4 years of Tinubu, if God can touch him to change things, so that at least now, removing VAT, removing this thing, I want to see people manufacturing. I want to see people going back to job. I want to see people being employed. And some of these companies who are giving the excuse that tax is too high. All this, you want to buy beer, tax, they remove tax. You want to do the mineral, they remove tax. Even bread, tax, everything, tax. I get to me. They should, as they remove it, they should go on the feet, not to just step fast. I just announce, but I remove. Go to the companies and let them produce. And when they produce enough, they will employ more. You know what I'm talking about? So they can pay salary. We don't need much. They don't need much. We don't need to loot you. I get to be. So we are in trouble. But I pray, as I remove the VAT, let's see what will come next. Not just because of 100 days, because they will tell you, say, after 100 days, Tinubu has spent 100 days. After I remove VAT, he put defense, I remove this. I'm not seeing anything. We are dying. We are suffering. So, my brother, my sister, I pray that God should come down and do the
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So that's one of the things. My brother who are watching me, I know you want to come to Nigeria. Don't worry. You will come and go back safely. We are going to, God will come down and change this all these leaders. I saw thunder this morning. Did you have heavy thunder? Heavy thunder. Thunder should remove those who are suffering us in Nigeria. Those thunder, I was expecting them to remove those politicians who are making us suffering. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. For those just joining, you're welcome to the program. It's Bystander at the newsstand. I'm Kofo Weriola.
My brother, anyway, my name is Ralph Tresvan. My
welcome,
brother, Lucky. Well, he's saying the truth. But what I understand is that when it is come for the action, you will see Lucky waving hand at you far away, up to 200 poles. He will run away.
What do you mean by that?
A coward.
Oh.
Yes, I'm telling you. Cowardice. See, I tell you something, I stay here. If police comes around here, I will talk it right on his face, in his face. Okay, you guys are not getting it at all. You are part of the federal government agencies. Okay, why are you people compromising democracy? Why must you just corner a fellow citizen, where there's no houses, nobody's there, not a less busy place, and rob him of his money? Later you will just put on your uniform, parading yourself as a friend of the public.
And of course, you write it, you've written it in the police station that police is our friends. Lucky is part of this system. Look at him. He was following Atiku in the first place. You go here and win. You go here and win. Yam. There's no yam here.
Okay, Mr. Arap. Tinubu
Thank you.
suspends Finance Act or 5% excise tax on telecoms. What's your take on that, sir?
Anyway, you know him now. He's a money-mongering man. Tinubu likes money. The reason why he's doing all this is that money will exchange hands. Telecoms is that what he's doing about the telecoms. You know telecoms. What I mean is the all the network companies in Nigeria, they are within that umbrella of telecoms. Are you listening to me? MTN, Airtel, Glo, and the rest of them. Listen and listen good. He's going to have stake on these companies. MTN is first from Southern Africa. Of course, Glo is being headed by Nigeria, Nadenuga. Are you listening? Then Airtel, I think, is from India or maybe, no, Mid East or the same South Africa, Airtel, yeah, Econet, when it came in the first place in 2020, 2001 or 2. See, let me tell you, he doesn't need to tackle these people. There are many things to do. He don't need to hunt all these investors in Nigeria. Are you telling them to go back to their countries? All the telecom? Are you telling the telecommunication companies, those ones that have made Nigerian Nitel? Nigerian Nitel was a wizard before. Too bad. If you could know what Nitel has done to Nigerians in the 90s, 80s, early 2000s, nobody should mention this kind of caption here. This headline, he is designing it to hunt all these GSM companies in Nigeria. Tinubu is trying to just maneuver these people and buy stake. Have its own stake in MTN, Airtel, Glo, Nine Mobile, and so on and so forth. There are many, network companies in Nigeria. Are you listening to me? So, what is it that he wants? These are investors that have come to Nigeria. So far, so good. They did well. So, if the question you ask me is really related to what I'm saying currently, is asking for money. This man has succeeded on buying NNPC. We did not even know that Buhari has sold NNPC before his coming in, before his incoming. Listen to me. So let me tell you, what he wants now is to cause problem. Those investors, they will start worshiping him as their God. And many more are coming. He will put all of them into his armpits. Are you listening to me? He doesn't need to question any company now. What he needs is to pump money into the system. He will know how to at least bring them in, employ Nigerians, give them good payment. Stop treating Nigerian workers, laborers in Nigeria, factory workers, as slaves. Of course, you see what Korean companies and Chinese companies are doing to our laborers, factory workers in Nigeria. They are slaves, they are like slaves. The kind of slavery, impoverishment, Indian company, Korean company, Chinese company, subjected Nigerian workers, factory workers, laborers all over Nigeria is very, very bad, cruel. Putting them in awkward positions. Are you listening to me? Just it should do something to make sure that Nigerian workers, laborers are being paid well. You don't need to fight foreign investors in Nigeria. Telecommunications companies, you are trying to tax them the more. Once you do that, the payment to the laborers, the workers, factory workers, what? Goes down. This man is not an economist. He doesn't have anything, knowledge about economy. It has been proven in the Chatham House or whatever in England. When he was invited over there in the UK, this man was talking trash. He employed El-Rufai, he employed Alake, he employed everybody to answer for him. The questions that are shooting at him direct, he avoided it, inviting people to answer for him. It means the versatility is not there. The competence is not there. The prowess is not there. The leadership quality is zero. So why should you just go there now trying to tell telecoms this and that? They are all the right people. They have come to do what? To accomplish what is called neocolonialism. We fought for independence in Nigeria. We failed to use our natural resources to develop Nigeria. Now we are inviting foreign investors from America, from Europe, from Asia to come as investors here, meaning we are inviting them to develop Nigeria for us. Why did you quest for independence in the first place in the 1960s? Let me tell you, we are not ripe enough to have independence. And even we lived up like when South Africans and the Boers, the Dutch, and the rest of the British colonialists, we are just, holding the South Africans for how many years? That's why South Africa is like Europe today.
Did you say we're not ripe for independence?
We are not ripe. No, we are not ripe.
Why did you say
so? What show you that we are an independent country today? Can you just give me one point that makes Nigeria a developing country, one of the developing countries? Okay? I have information, I have knowledge. And what I'm saying, I'm sure of that. Why are you inviting investors? India, how many investors have been invited in India? Do you know how much India makes out of information technology? The human materials or resources they sent outside India to educate other countries on information technology. India is reaping money from that. India got her independence too, as Nigeria got her independence. Egypt did it so, I think 1952 or 6. Go to Egypt today. Go to Cairo. I want you to size Cairo and Lagos and tell me which is better. Go to Johannesburg, South Africa. Screen Johannesburg or South Africa, screen Lagos and tell me if Lagos looks like Johannesburg, East London, Port Elizabeth, Pretoria. Are you listening to me? So you had an independence, you don't have what it takes to have an independence. I'm telling you the truth. The fact that South Africa is like Europe today is because the whites stayed and stayed and stayed until 1989. When Nelson Mandela was let off the hook, it is his name. That's his mid-name. Most of you don't know, but I know. So let me tell you, we are not raped. If we are, why are we celebrating criminals? Political bigots, ethnic, religious bigots. All over Nigeria, we are hailing them. Sean, Agbawo, Igbe, you are promoting corruptions, Nigerians. You are hailing people that are killing us. You are hailing people that has caused us and pushed us into this kind of economic woes over the years. Let me tell you, the war of independence, the rise of nation states in West Africa, the fire is coming up more. Because no country in Africa is independent. It is only Ethiopia, it is only Liberia, it is only Egypt, it is only South Africa, Namibia, and some of them, Tahiti, this African country that is in the middle of Atlantic Ocean on the side of Mauritania, Nouakchott. They are doing well. They pay them in dollars. Are you listening to me? So let me tell you, we are not right for independence. If we are, Kufo, tell me now, you stay at me, is there anything in Nigeria that indicated that we have gotten independence? You are living in a house, tariff has come up. See, Lagos State government is telling you, if you don't have your plastic dustbin, you have been plastic at the entrance of your door, they are going to seal your house. Tell me if federal government of Nigeria has paid you money since you've grown up 18 into maturity. Have you seen any payment into your account? Okay, I hope you're not off that camera. If you do, I won't like it. Is there anything now? Kufo is still looking at me. Nothing. Nigeria is still under the control of Britain. Britain is having many elites in Nigeria that are helping them to suppress and oppress us. Britain is still in charge. That's why anytime they take up mantle of leadership in Nigeria, they will pay Queen Elizabeth visits so that they will perfect the plan to reap us more. They are reaping Nigerian oil with percentage, giving Mr. President, giving the CGN, giving the Senate presidents, while Nigerian citizens,
all right,
the owner of the land, are suffering. See, let me tell you, history will judge all of them, and providence will surely remove their teeth one by one.
Thank you, Mr. Ralph. Thank you very much. Thank you. I greet everyone who are just joining the program. It's bystander at the newsstand. I'm Koforiola, okay, and you're welcome to the program. I'll be having Mr. Charles now.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Charles, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Charles. And
Good to have you, sir.
thank you.
Okay. The main topic this morning is Tinubu suspends Finance Act, alt 5% excise tax on telecoms. What's your take on that, sir?
That's every day. Every day, when you tune on your radio every day, you keep on hearing one changes or the other. Now they have suspended financial what? Is it account or tax? It's not left for him to find out. I believe that before doing such thing, he might have gone through most of these financial officers and accountants that he has to find out whether what he's doing is right or not. But it's not left for him to find out or to see if really what he's trying to put in place is going to suit not only within themselves, but what about we the citizens? Now you read that caption again.
Tinubu suspends Finance Act,
No.
alt 5% excise tax on
He's just
telecoms.
trying to suspend it. After suspending it, what else? What comes again? What comes in? That 5% you want to increase. You want to increase it to 5%. Now the increment to 5%. The first thing you need to ask yourself as a man, the number one citizen of the particular country, this thing you're going to suspend, is it going to be favorable to the lives of your citizens, or is it going to disbalance the life of your citizens? The increase you want to increase in terms of tax, or you want to decrease or want to increase as you want to increase it to 5%, you want to decrease to 5%. You have to ask yourself, there's some certain question that you have to put in place. You have some financial accountants, financial members, because I believe that the most important aspect of every organization is financial department. Then you need to ask yourself, is this thing going to be good to the life of my citizens or not? But you don't just do things, maybe you just wake up in the morning, somebody just asks you that this thing is not good because they just want to uncover their own selfish interest. Then you not look back and find out whether such thing is going to be good to the life of your citizens. So I am urging him, let him still go back and find out if the increment or the decrease in terms of the financial, the tax of a thing is going to favor his citizens, then I believe let him go ahead with that. Thank you.
Okay. This is on courtism. Courtis on rampage in Lagos Q3.
Not at where, but that'd be right.
Bariga.
No, Bariga. Let me tell you, it's not only Bariga. There's a one that happened in my area just last night.
Last night.
Yes, last night. We're going towards Agege. I think we're going towards Yanagbaja there. There's one Union Bank along the road. What happened at that Union Bank? A man, an Igbo guy who has a chemist close to our area, he went there to withdraw money. So after withdrawing money, he withdrew the money. Then he didn't know to his.
Were you present at the scene or you were told also?
So that was according to what people around there were saying, because I have to run there because I know the guy very well, Emeka by name.
Okay.
So after withdrawing the money, what happened? People went in, all these court guys, they went to him, and some of them they are not even out. It's only courtism they are after. Some of them they use that courtism to steal something from somebody. So they went there, asking for the money. He said the money is not there. They started dragging the money. They used knife and they stabbed him in his head. So after stabbing the guy, they push him. There's a trailer coming. They now push him. The trailer has to run over the guy, and the guy died. As I'm talking to you this morning, they have rushed him down to one of the mortuary they're close to our area called Melfair. Now, the issue of courtism here in Nigeria, that is where the security machinery should have come in. It's all about, maybe you heard what happened at Edo.
But truly, if you look at all of these things, we have policemen at various areas like that. Why are they not actually doing their work? Is it that they are afraid of the courtists?
That is exactly what I'm saying. What the government should have done is to put the machinery on ground. Not only the policemen that will just go in. You heard what happened at Edo. Simply because a man did not have a plate number, you went and you arrested him, you handcuffed him, he did everything as if he's an armed robber. Okay, what happened to those people that are court members? What will they be doing to enhance the menaces of whatever they are doing, as in to bring a panacea to whatever they are doing? But you are not doing it, you are not putting anything in place. It's not that most of them, let me tell you the truth, most of them, it's not that they are afraid. Most of them are really, really afraid. And most of them are not even afraid because the equipment is not there. When you look at most of the equipment that these people are using, most of these machineries, most of the machinery that people are using, even you do not even have such mind or that right to go close to them. Because you ask yourself, okay, what happened if you as a policeman died at the cause of pursuing all those things? What will happen to you? What will happen to your family? Sometimes, most of these policemen, they will go into, they will find out they will fight most of these people. At the end of the day, when they are killed, the government will just, they are as good as being forgotten. So that is why most of them, they don't even put much more effort on that. And you find out that if you see a policeman, instead of, there's a robbery will be going on here now, you see a policeman here, he will tell you that, sir, there's a robbery going there. He say, I value my life too. It's only when the robbery is over, he will now rush down. Wait them. So what are you trying? They are all human beings like us. Are you getting me? Go to North. I remember when I was at the North, you see most of these robbers, most of these cult guys, the kind of guns they are carrying. Even you as a government worker, as a government security, one of the government security agencies, you don't even have such guns. So tell me, how will you be able to fight those people?
Mr. Charles, have you heard of this new app, Threads? No. Okay. Police dismiss Lagos cop linked to missing baby after punch reports. 6 months after punch reports, police dismiss Lagos cop linked to missing baby after punch reports. What's your view on that?
Yes, every day you keep on hearing one problem or the other. We are even tired. That is why sometimes you find out that most of these are brothers that will just travel abroad. To come back is a problem. Because there's no day you will wake up in this country that you will not hear one issue or one problem or the other. You dismiss a punch report member, right? Over what? Over a link to a missing baby. Now, these are exactly what we are saying. If there is a lot of machinery that should have put in place, most of these things, we wouldn't have been hearing all this things. As most of these are brothers in the Western world, they will tell you that there's some machinery and channel that has been put in place to fight all those things. Okay, now you have released this man. Have you been able to find out if really this man is not, his hand is not among those people that did such thing? You now release him. How far? What happened after the release of that man? After the release of somebody that works in Punch, that you are linking him to a missing baby? What really happened? After releasing him now, do you think, are you really trying to tell us that now he has nothing like, he has no hand in terms of what really happened to that missing baby? Or what have you been able to tell the government? What have you been able to tell the citizens that knows what really happened to that missing baby? In fact, sometimes when you look at what is happening in this our country, look at it as if it's a joke. Are you getting me? As if they are joking. Something happened. Okay, what has been put in place for you to tell us that this so person, this particular person that has been discharged, in form of he has been discharged and acquitted. You have decided to discharge this person and acquitted him. What really happened to the missing baby? Which means that the mother and the father of that missing baby, the parents of that missing baby, should not go in and lost to their parents, right? Instead of finding out what really happened to that child. Now, you decided to release somebody who has hand in that. It's not fair.
Moving on, NNPCL plans another $8 billion international gas pipeline.
Who is that?
NNPCL plans another $8 billion international gas pipeline.
After
that?
that again, they will now shift it over to Mr. Dangote. At the end of the day, he will still be called one of the richest men in Africa. Meanwhile, the support he has been getting from the government has been making him such. Do you know that? Let me tell you this. Do you know that the support this young man is getting from now, guys, they want to. The plans to what? Another
8 billion
naira international gas pipeline. Do you know that the same millions of naira you are hearing, it is something that also shift to a man. At the end of the day, you'll be hearing that man is the richest man in Nigeria. Take such money to a man from Edo, a man from Igbo land. He himself will also be counted as one of the richest men. This is just a mere paper. Tomorrow night you hear that something like this news have been dismissed. Nothing like that. They have nothing in place. You want to do. What about those ones that have been in place? How far have you gone in terms of maintaining those things, those ones? We have so many pipelines in Nigeria. We have so many pipelines that have been there in existence before you and I came into this country, came into existence in this world. It has been there for years. What has been done to put those things in order? Nothing. But you are here telling them that you want to create another pipeline again. What about those who have been in existence? Have you been able to put it in order in such a way that I want to put it in such a way that I want to maintain it so that it will look so standard compared to other countries? You are here wasting money that I want to create another pipeline again. What about those ones that have been in existence? What have you been able to do about it? Nothing. You are there every day, millions of naira wasting money from one place to another. At the end of the day, no any meaningful and tangible result to be achieved from that.
Okay. Rising, moving on. Rising inflation. Private sector demands more waivers as Tinubu suspend taxes.
Well, what do you expect? They are trying to, as in, he has decided to suspend tax base, and there is what from the marketers. Where is the caption again?
Private sector
demand. Now, after all this is, after all said and done, who are the ones to suffer it? The onus and the burden will now be shifted to you and I. We are the one that will suffer it. Remove or put in that tax. One thing with Nigeria, there's a problem we're having in this country. If every Nigerian, every business, private business in Nigeria always look for a little opportunity and advantage to exploit the marketer, to exploit the consumers. Okay, just look at now, how much is fuel in Nigeria now? How much is fuel in Nigeria now? Now, if the tax has been removed or if the tax is there, the marketers will still be influencing the market commodities because you and I are the one that will still suffer it. They will not shift the whole burden to you and I. Now, it's not there for the government and to checkmate from what I'm about the marketers, to checkmate their movement, to checkmate whatever they are doing, so that you and I will not be the one to suffer it. Because everything they are doing now, nobody will suffer it. The marketers have nothing to do with it. The private sectors that has market, that deals with market equipment has nothing to do with it. It is you and I that the onus and the problem of the market price, they will not increase whatever price they have. So the government should, before, like I said earlier, before I started this comment, I said the government should be able to come into in a plan with something that will favor you and I. They should look at it. Even Tinubu, before you remove salt, ask yourself: is this going to be a favorable something that will favor the citizen? Because these people that put you in there, even if you did not vote him or I did not vote him or this man did not vote him, but as long as he has been the president of this country for now, he should be able to forget the opposition party and look at what is going to favor the entire country, the entire citizen of this particular country, so that at the end of the day, one will be able to look up his children and say, this is what this president has done, and he has done well. So he should be able to do well, to do it in such a way that if before removing something like that tax, or before putting it, it's not like the fuel subsidy is just removed, all of a sudden you remove fuel subsidy. Things were not put in order. That's, you have checkmate some certain things. I know some people, it's a country, we're living in a country whereby even if you remove this fuel subsidy in the next 100 years, it will still be favoring others. Like the Buhari regime that just passed out, you find out that you and I will be Buhari, but there are some people that are still benefiting from that particular government. So I am urging Mr. President, he should please check it very well, so that we, the entire citizen of this particular country, will not be consumed by the private sectors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Charles.
Thank you.
And so we have come to the end of today's program. It's Bystander at the newsstand. In case you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Duro_Timike, DURO_TIMIKAY. Okay. Until next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.